sound off. All right, so power rankings. I'll start. These are our power rankings post free agency. Well, not free agency's not over, but after all the big moves have pretty much been made. I got Bucks because they've re-signed everyone. Bills, Chiefs, Rams, Browns, Packers, Colts, Seahawks, Ravens, Chargers as my top 10. I think that Rams and Chiefs could be switched maybe. It depends on. I don't know. The Rams are better on paper than the Chiefs, but if they played today, I think the Chiefs would win. And it's kind of the same thing with the Packers and Browns. I think the Browns are better on paper, but if they played today, I think the Packers might win. So but other than that, I feel pretty confident in that top 10. Steve, you want to go next?
Sure. I got the Bucks number 1, Bills 2, Rams 3, Chiefs 4, Packers 5, Browns 6, Colts 7, Titans 8, Seahawks 9, and New Orleans Saints number 10. And then on my bubble team, I got Miami. It just all depends on kind of what Tua does. I know last year wasn't amazing standout, but he has some room for opportunity with that team, and also the draft coming up, they could make a decent move.
They also lost Van Noy in free agency though.
Yeah, but they didn't really want him back, and that was kind of the big issue with it. I guess the only other team that I might consider people might question why I have them so high is probably the Packers. I know they haven't made a lot of moves in free agency. But they
also lost their center, didn't they?
I'm not positive on that, but
I'm pretty sure
I just know
went to the Chargers.
They still have Aaron Rodgers,
exactly.
which is the number one.
And he wants to stay. He says he loves wearing gold. I mean,
he wants them to commit to them.
Yeah, he wants commitment, but you also got to put pieces around him, and I know that's why people are probably questioning. Okay, 1 week after free agency, and you're putting the Packers at number 5. It's dude, what are you doing? But they play good with the guys that they have, and they make talent on their roster. I mean, they don't really outsource it. I wish that they would. They have the money to spend. You just got to put some pieces around Aaron Rodgers. I mean, they're playing with an A+ defense and a C+ defense, and it sucks. It's just did I say defense twice?
Yeah, I think you did.
Sorry. I mean, they're playing with an A+ offense and a C+ defense. It's garbage, and I'm sick of it as a Packers fan. Watching that, it's rough.
Honestly, their defense isn't bad in the secondary. They just have no run defense.
That's the worst part. I mean, you're gonna let teams run all over you. It sucks. It sucks to watch. But whatever.
Well, I'll start my top 10, and this is something I'll say. I mean, you can kind of argue the top maybe 6 teams, 7, 8 teams, but after that, it's kind of who the heck knows?
Yeah, top 8 are pretty much all the same for us, I think.
Right. I'll just do mine real quick. And Bucks, Rams, Chiefs, Bills, Packers, Browns, Colts, Ravens, and then Patriots. I know normally, you can't build that team in free agency, but if anyone can do it, it's going to be Belichick.
That's true. They gave Cam Newton essentially what he had in Carolina when they went 15-1.
Mm-hmm.
So he had 2 good tight ends. He had good running back support, which the running back by committee. Wasn't Sony Michel injured this past year? I think he was.
He's a free agent.
Is he really?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh well, I hope they bring him back.
Teams are looking at acquiring him. I think I saw that the Washington football team is looking at him.
Oh. They also have a good defense, though. That's something they had last year, and they just couldn't capitalize on it because they had no offense. They made moves to make that offense better, which is why I had them at 12. I want to see them play because I don't know. That's a lot of new players to bring in, and it's hard to match. But like you said, if anyone can do it, it is Belichick.
And I had my 10th as the Seahawks, which is and again, the draft's probably going to change it. The training camp injuries are probably going to switch some of these teams around, which is, you hate to say it, but it always happens.
Yeah.
But, it's going to be a very interesting year. It's not going to be one of those years where it's, well, these teams are probably going to be in it. Then there's one team that ends up sucking that you thought was going to be good. But this is going to be, I think, it's going to be that shift we talked about before, that shift towards the younger quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to have Brady that's left, that's the older tier, Russ.
You can take any quarterback in the NFC. Literally every NFC team, you have quarterbacks with experience, like you're saying. And in the AFC, I mean, look at 25 and younger. It's insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's anyone's guess, but
The thing that's most interesting to me is the fact that in our original power rankings before free agency, we had the Browns in the top 10. I think all three of us did.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that is, crazy to me is I feel like they've, before it was like kind of like a hopeful that we
Mhm.
had them in the top 10. Now, on paper, I think they solidified themselves with the free agency moves. I think they're really the only team, besides maybe the Bucks with all their
The
re-signings.
Patriots.
Oh, is that,
And,
that's
Patriots.
what
and I was
look,
about to
saying,
say, and the Patriots that have really solidified themselves after free agency. Like, before it was like, they could be 5. It all depends. And now it's like, now they better be 5 or 6. Like, they
Right.
made the moves that they need to be
And the people
in that
willing
discussion.
to come here. That was huge. I mean, just
Yeah.
people like willing
Like John Johnson and Anthony Walker.
wanting
Let's-
to make a presence in terms of like kind of the end of the season, when playoffs start coming around. Where do you guys put the NFC East with free agents? I mean, who do you think is going to win that division and make the playoff spot? I mean,
I think Washington football team is going to win it, honestly.
I agree.
Or the Cowboys. It's not going to be the Eagles. Eagles are horrible. The Giants, who knows? Like,
I think the Giants will. I don't know.
see, the thing is, I want to say with Saquon Barkley back, they're a 500 team, right? But
Well, and
if
the Giants just signed
Galladay,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
did.
they
That was
got
huge.
Kenny Galladay.
That's huge.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you don't have a guy that can throw him the ball. It's
Yeah,
Daniel
Daniel
Jones is
Jones.
okay.
We'll see what
I think
if-
he could be better. I
if
think that he
Daniel
has the
Jones
right
is
supporting
good-
cast. He's good.
Yes, if he's gonna be good, he's gonna be good this year.
I hope they draft a decent O-line, though.
They also got
They
Evan
have
Ingram.
O-line
Dude,
problems.
they had Kevin Zeitler and they let him go. That doesn't make
Mhm.
any sense to me. He was one of the top ranked guards in the league. They just let him go. He is also kind of old, I think. I think he's on the
Yeah,
upper
but
end.
I don't know why the Chiefs aren't looking at someone like that right now.
Zeitler?
Yeah.
Because they didn't let go of anybody inside their line. It was just their tackles.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't they?
I think they
It
let go
was-
of their left guard. They kept the right guard.
Maybe. I know they let go of both their
Their
tackles. I didn't
their
know
O
if they let go
line
of
is
theirs.
shredded, man. It's like a cheese
Well,
grater.
that's why I dropped them down to 3 instead of 2.
You
That's
can't keep them
insane.
there because you don't know how they're gonna play.
And
And
that's why
that's-
I would even argue the Rams above them because I have them at 3 and I have the Rams at 4 just
Yeah.
because I don't know how well that Stafford's going to mesh with that offense with, Cam Akers being their go-to back who I think is okay. And then isn't Robert Woods or Cooper Kupp, one of them's coming back from an injury. They lost their go-to tight end Higbee. Higbee's on, where'd he go? Shit. They lost Higbee though. I don't remember where he went. And, Seahawks. He went to the Seahawks. You could argue the Rams might be better than the Chiefs on paper right now. At least
Yeah,
defensively, they
on
definitely
paper,
are. Offensively,
yeah.
I don't know, but
Yeah,
defensively,
I mean,
they definitely are.
You know what? This
I think it's definitely offensive upgrade.
this could be the year where you start to see Russ kind of falling off.
I don't.
This
think
will be
he's-
his first year under 500, I think.
No, you really think so?
If it's gonna be any year, I think it's gonna be this year. Just because
I
there's
don't
so
wanna
much
see him go.
competition.
They need to put money. That is one guy. If he's saying put money around me, put money around him.
Mhm.
It's not that hard. And you know what? Even Deshaun Watson, I guess he never really said, bring me my talent.
Yeah.
After Hopkins left, but it was like he kind of just lost his
you
faith in
you
that.
shouldn't. I
Reach
You shouldn't
that
have
point.
to.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to. When you have a franchise quarterback, that you should be doing everything you can to try to win. Which is why the Browns went out and made a bunch of moves
On
in free
defense,
agency.
they saw that the
Bec-
defense was an issue.
Yeah, our offense wasn't a problem. We put up, I think we averaged like 30 points a game this past season. The problem was our defense couldn't stop anybody. We made it to the playoffs with a negative point differential. Do you know how hard that is to do?
You almost beat the Super Bowl champs. You came so
Score
close.
shy.
Literally so close to beating the eventual Super Bowl champs. I mean, they destroyed the Bills.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you're like, see, that's the thing is maybe they should be higher than where I got them.
The Browns?
It's weird because
You can't
There's
put
such a-
all your eggs in
there's
one basket
such-
with it though.
there's such like I don't know. I think it's kind of how young they are, but the emotions of that team make them go so good.
Yeah, they
Like,
ride high. They
play-
ride high on the emotion.
It's
man.
kind of like what I said
Years.
last week with how the fan base is. Like, it's not just the fans that feed off the energy; that the players feed off the energy of that team more than I think any other team. Like when you see that team get fired up, they play completely different. And I feel like that's a big thing. Like what you said with the fans coming back into the stadium is going to be huge for the Browns. I think. I
Mhm.
think that is going to be a big difference for us, especially every team's got home field advantage, but we're almost like we're not quite the Seahawks at home, right? Because they're just
Right.
so loud that the other team literally can't hear their
They
quarterback.
built
but-
the stadium to do that,
Yeah.
which is cool. But yeah, their fans are awesome, but also that's
how the stadium's built.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Browns are almost on that level where the stadium not built to do that.
I
Like
know.
it's insane. And then also like just looking at our free agency moves, John Johnson, Troy Hill, Malik Jackson, Anthony Walker, possibly Clowney now.
Yeah, that's
Which-
gonna be nuts.
If we get Clowney, that solidifies the defense because we don't have a second pass rusher now that Olivier Vernon's gone. And I mean, what was it? Tarek McKinley's okay. You know, Malik Jackson's okay, I think. But Clowney would be like the answer for the pass rusher, I feel like. And if we get one more linebacker in the draft, I don't know where the hole in this team is.
I just like
That's
to
the
see
thing.
him entertain it. Like, entertain it a little bit more. I mean, I don't think... Is he worth the money?
That's another thing.
Is
I don't
he
know how
worth
much we
the
want
money?
to play.
That's what I was just gonna say is, are you gonna give him a 1-year deal with the rest of the cap, or are you going to give him like a 3 or 4 year deal and give him some long term commitment? Because like, you know, I don't know, man. The amount of money that J.J. Watt got,
It was insane. But
and you're expect him to only take a 1-year deal?
But you gotta remember, J.J. Watt's a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year player. He led the league in sacks 3 times. Like
I get it.
I could see getting the money, even though it's kind of a lot for him. But Jadeveon Clowney really hasn't accomplished anything in his NFL career.
He's got some motivational issues.
He's got motivational issues. He's got being able to stay on the field, and the injury
injury
issues, which is both those things are already worse than J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt, you know when he's on the field, you're going to get 100% from him. You don't know if you're going to get that from Clowney. And also the fact that, yeah, J.J. Watt has an injury history, but he doesn't have stories coming out about his lack of motivation to get better like Clowney has had. So it's like,
Yeah.
Clowney, I think, just wants to win, which, again, doesn't make sense to me because he went to the Titans. They were winning, and he still wasn't making an impact on the field. So I don't know what it's going to take for him to get out there and perform.
What about Myles Garrett on the other side of him?
That's what I was going to say. If there's anything that's going to motivate you to perform, it's playing on the opposite side of the line of the guy that was the second best pass rusher to you when you were in college, right? In college, it was Clowney and Garrett. Clowney came out as number 1 overall in 2014, then Garrett came out in the draft the year after, and those two were all two most talked about pass rushers of that time span. If there's anything that's going to motivate him, it should be that.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree. I think you're bringing together a couple guys to put with Garrett who past few years haven't performed the way that they were expected to. You know,
Yeah.
And you put them next to Garrett, they're gonna look better.
Yeah.
And
By default, just by being next to Garrett.
exactly, because like, you know, I don't know, like losing Ogunjobi, I really liked him, but you couldn't pay the money that he got.
Yeah.
I can't remember what his contract was right now, off the top of my head.
But Malik Jackson should be able to do at least what he did, I feel like.
I hope.
And I'm
I
also
mean-
curious to see what happens with the defense and if we switch to a 3-4 and run Garrett, Jackson, and Clowney on the line and run 4 linebackers. Because with Anthony Walker, someone in the draft, you might be able to have 4 decent linebackers out there and still get pressure.
Not if Mac Wilson's one of your linebackers.
Well, definitely not. If Mac Wilson's one of your linebackers, that's an easy dump off pass to the tight end every time. But
I like Mac.
you're the only one that does.
I like Mac. Man.
You know what? If he would like post half the amount of stuff that he does about how he's working out and getting better, it's like,
Dude, he
no
talks
days off, grind. I'm working. It's like he thinks he's the only NFL athlete that works out.
Dude,
And
you
it's
know
like
who
not
else used to do that?
translating to the field.
Yeah.
You know who else used to do that a lot? Christian Kirksey.
Cam Newton
Yeah.
does it too.
But
No.
Cam Newton was an MVP. He's allowed to do it.
Cam
Christian
Newton-
Kirksey.
Cam
didn't
Newton
make it
now
on the-
still does it, dude.
He was an MVP a couple years ago. He's allowed to do it. He's one of the biggest sports personalities in the NFL. Christian Kirksey.
MVP doesn't matter. Mitch Trubisky to the ball.
Remember Terrence West? He would post videos of his bling before
Yes.
the game. He was like, it was like a couple hours before the game. I'm like, oh, Terrence West posted on like, oh, Snapchat or whatever it was. I'm like, oh, like I'm gonna see some like behind the scenes, like locker room, whatever. He just got like this giant ass chain on, and it's cool. Like I like to see that shit.
But shouldn't you be
But-
getting ready for a game?
Well, and then it's like nothing about him working out, and he's like talking about how good he is. It's like, dude, you're a rookie. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you got Isaiah Crowell, who's obviously better than you.
Ugh.
Who
They were
Uh-huh.
splitting handoffs though, which was dumb.
Oh, dude, Crow was so
dumb.
much better.
The Crow, man, throw the pizza Lunchables on the field.
Caw.
God.
Dude, I hated
Dude, he was
Isaiah
a-
Crowell.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, that O-line really
Carried him.
carried him.
Let's
But
talk about
He also
his...
wiped his ass with the football. and threw it
Exactly.
on
That
the
was
I
ground.
was just
hilarious.
about to say, let's talk about that.
That was
because
hilarious.
That was awesome.
It was funny, but like,
His welcome back to Cleveland, he's just like, oop, here, take
dude,
this. I
was
wet my
that the
butt
game
with it.
that was the Baker game, wasn't
It
it?
was.
Yeah, it was a
'cause
Jets
that
game.
Yeah.
Because they went up. They were up by.
They were up by a
8?
score, I think.
Was it?
They were up by
I can't
score.
remember what
It was
yeah.
7 or 8 or 6. It wasn't
Yeah.
a lot.
Whatever.
They
It was
were
right.
up.
He did that right before Baker came in, and then
Yeah.
Baker came in and was like, "Good on you, done."
That was
I mean,
don't
that
know.
was awesome. Nostalgic moment forever and
Bro-
always.
Browns players go to the Jets to just go
Die.
And
Yeah, I mean-
coaches, Greg Williams.
Braylon Edwards.
I was gonna say Braylon Edwards. Well, Buster Screen went there too. Remember?
But Buster Screen was better on the Jets, I think, for a period of time. He was kind
Yeah.
of decent on the Jets.
Cribs went on to go to the
Who was
Jets.
the
Did he?
guy that used to
He
play
played for
for
the Jets
the?
I don't remember that.
Who was the guy that played for the Steelers? He was an OSU boy. He was a receiver, and he finished out his career at the Jets.
San Antonio Holmes.
Yes.
San Antonio
R.I.P. Man.
Dude, San Antonio Holmes
R.I.P. to his
made one of the
career.
best Super Bowl catches of all times.
I don't,
No.
dude. You can't say the bet.
Tyree,
Which one?
David Tyree, the helmet catch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Giants. I was just about
But
to
did
say.
the San
I didn't even
Antonio
know his
Holmes
name.
one from Ben Roethlisberger, the very corner of the end zone, just barely tiptoeing on the edge? You know what I'm talking
against the Cardinals.
Cardinals?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cards, yeah.
You
That
can't
was
tell
a
me
sweet
that wasn't
game.
one of the best NFL catches you've ever seen.
Yeah, it was
or,
cool.
Super Bowl
Defensively, James Harrison though.
catches. Oh, the
the
interception for a touchdown.
That was insane, man.
The headhunter.
Yeah.
James Han- Dude,
Oh hey, he's still one of the most talented, and Kent State.
he's talented. He's talented at diving for people's helmets.
Yeah.
Every time Steelers.
Dude, he's going to put you in a
Steelers fans-
chokehold and murder you.
Oh, you probably will.
This is the same guy, folks, that says he would do anything with an endorsement if they were giving him money. If your coach was giving you extra money to go headhunt, would you do it? Serious
How much
question.
money?
Exactly.
Enough.
Enough? Well, enough means enough money. Then yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a price. Come on.
Then you can't dog him for it, can you? You could say he was
No.
dirty,
Oh, dude. I mean,
but I'm not going to say you can't say,
Dude,
oh,
no.
the
You want to
headhunter
talk about dirty
garbage.
players? Vontez Burfict was a dirty player. I don't care who you are.
perfect. Dude,
Perfect
remember
is one of
Heinz
the-
Ward back in the day?
Yeah.
Heinz Ward would take people out on
Uh-huh.
purpose. They made the Heinz Ward rule because he was taking people out like that.
Yeah.
He's always smiling. Oh, he's such a happy guy. Oh, he's such a good.
You want to know something weird and crazy about Heinz Ward?
Hmm.
He played in the NFL with no ACLs in either of his knees.
Wow.
Dude, that's like, it's insane. Like it was after he retired that he had like a MRIs done on his knees because he was having knee pain, and they're like, "Dude, you have no ACLs." He's like, "I didn't know that." It's like, what player just doesn't have ACLs in their knees and plays in the NFL? I mean, obviously you could tear it and recover from it and then go play, but like,
To not notice it would
Yeah.
be insane.
Yeah.
Unheard of.
Jack Youngblood played a game with a broken leg. I can't remember.
Greg Jennings. With the
Greg-
team on his back?
yeah.
Team on his back. The hardest hitting safety in the league, Darren Sharp.
A classic, dude.
Good video.
Oh god.
I mean, some of those guys, though, man, they'll put it all out on the field, and I think, there's a lot of players in today's league that would still do that. Like, earlier example, you said J.J. Watt. I think that guy would leave anything on the
Dude,
field.
oh,
Philip Rivers tore his ACL in the middle of I think it was a wild card game, wasn't it? It was a wild card game, or it was an important game. I don't remember what kind of game it was. But he tore his ACL, put on a brace, came back out on the field, and finished out the game with a torn
Isn't that
ACL.
wild? How about Matt
Well,
Stafford when
yeah,
he
with the
separated his shoulder?
Yeah.
Against
Who
the
did that on
Browns.
the Browns? Yeah, who did that?
Oh.
That was a heavy hit. Like, he got, slaughtered on that play.
Oh, that wasn't. I want to say it was around the time Phil Taylor played, but I don't think it was him.
I don't think so.
Dude, I always rate that Phil Taylor also played for the Seahawks. He won a Super Bowl with the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Big Phil.
He was a nice guy. I met him at training camp for like 2 seconds.
How about my favorite D lineman of the Browns of all time? Behind Garrett. Actually, I'll say behind Garrett. Sean Rogers. Guy was always huffing oxygen. He always was hogging the tank.
Oh,
But he was
God.
kind of a big boy in the middle.
God, I miss Billy Wynn.
Billy
Billy
Wynn.
Back in the day. Dude, that's like that obscure player in like 20 years. People would be like, remember Billy Wynn? It's like,
Rodney Poole.
Rodney Poole.
Another one.
Nice.
Dude, Brian Body Calhoun.
Oh,
The
Booty Kyle.
first-
No one will ever remember Buster Screen.